How about 3 properties in 2 months using creative finance? My name is Benjamin Goodpasture. I'm a real estate investor and also a real estate coach. So I'm gonna jump in and talk about how about 3 properties in 2 months using creative finance. So what I did was back in 2018, we were looking for properties. I was learning as much as possible about real estate. I was like, I'm gonna go all in on this. The challenge I had was I didn't have a lot of money. And so I was like, how do I do this? And so I started looking at properties in a different market. So I live in California. Prices here are pretty expensive. So a friend of mine was telling me about these properties in Kansas City, Missouri that he was buying for like $30,000. And I was like, wow, that is crazy. So I started doing some due diligence. I got connected with a wholesaler, a management company in Kansas City, and we started building that relationship. And they had 2 properties that were available. Each one was $35,000. And so I went and found a partner. I was like, hey, went to a friend of mine. I was like, hey, I'm looking at these properties. Are you interested in investing? Let's look at this. And he's like, yeah, I'm interested in that. And so we started talking about it, and I was like, hey, look, I can get loans for these, but I don't have any money for the down payment. He actually had the money and actually couldn't get the loans because he's also an entrepreneur and didn't have great tax returns. So that was the perfect synergy where, I got the loans, I found the deals, I managed the deals, and then he brought all the cash. So I brought 0 money to buy both these properties, which was amazing. Because what we're told is you have to have cash to buy real estate, and that's just not true. So we bought both these properties, $35,000 each. We got a 15-year loan, and our monthly payment was less than $300 a month. Our interest rate was about 5%, and our rent on those properties was $800 a month. So after all expenses, paying a property manager and that stuff, we were averaging about $250 to $300 cash flow per property. So that's amazing. And so that's how we got those 2 deals. And then a month later, I bought a property in Redding. I found an owner finance deal. So I found a property and I knew the owner. I knew they owned it free and clear. And so I tried first to get a traditional loan and it didn't work. And so they were willing to owner finance. So that means the owner becomes the bank. And so we worked it out where I only had to put down 5%, which is, I think it was about $10,000 for the down payment. The interest rate was, I believe, 5%. And we worked it out to do a 5 to 10-year term, all depending on what the interest rates were and how much equity I had in the deal at the 5-year mark. So we put together and closed in a week. It was super simple. And I started making payments to the owner or the seller, and they were the bank. And we did that for about 2 years. The market went up a lot from 2018 to 2020 and 2021. And so we refinanced it at the right time. And we basically created, because of appreciation, we had more than 20% equity in the deal. And our new interest rate was in the 3s. So our interest rate dropped and our payment went down a ton when we refinanced. So yeah, creative strategy, that is the best way to buy real estate, especially if you don't have cash. Start with finding someone to partner with. Maybe they have the cash, maybe they can get loans, or they can even co-sign to help you get the loan. 2, try to find someone that has real estate that is paid off. That means they can become the bank and you can make payments to them. When negotiating those kind of deals, there's typically 2 main points. There's the purchase price and the terms. Often think that it is better for the buyer to negotiate really good terms and to give them the purchase price. That way you can have a better monthly payment, better interest rate, maybe a low or a no down payment. which saves you cash out of your own pocket. So there's always ways to negotiate and make it favorable for you. At the end of the day, you want to make sure it's a win-win. So those are some creative ways to buy real estate and to scale your portfolio quickly. If you have any other questions, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.